Okay, hello there guys. Welcome back to another VB.NET tutorial about creating a simple accounting system. I did a few steps and yeah, this is just for saving some time. But basically, let me show you. Last time, what you have seen is that I created this Microsoft Word that contains some information about the basic requirements and that are needed to build the application, and I created the basic designs of the tables or columns. So I did a few modifications. I added this field over here, account version, and I will explain why. So on the right hand side, I created this Excel file that I'll be using to detail the steps we're gonna follow to build our application, and let's say about 31 steps or something like that. Hopefully things will be easy, it won't be very complicated. So the steps here are basically creating a database, okay, for our application. We'll need to create the accounts table right before we do anything. We will need to create the accounts table, the receipts table, as you can see, the statement table, account statement table here, the vars table, and the users table. This is not difficult, it's very simple thing to do. Next, we're gonna create a database abstraction layer, and this one is a simple class that will make our life easier when we try to communicate with the database and do transactions and stuff. Okay, so I give it a weight of 2 instead of 1. It requires a little bit of work, but it's not very difficult. Next, we will create the accounts table. Sorry, not accounts table, sorry, the accounts class, which is a part of the program that will be used to store the account information. Okay, we'll create the vars class for storing variables in the database and loading them. We will create the statement class. This class will be used to store account statement records, and the receipts class for storing receipts, and the vars class for storing the variables in program memory, I mean, and the users class. Okay, these classes does not include many details, but rather it's a very simple one. Next, we'll create the GUI project, the project for storing the graphical user interface. We'll create the Windows login form for getting the username and password. We'll create the function for login. Okay, we'll create a function for getting a list of accounts in order to display them, and then we'll create a user interface for displaying the accounts. We create a function for inserting an account record, and another one for we'll create the user interface for that. We'll also create a function for inserting a receipt, and the GUR for depositing, drawing, and moving money. We'll create 3 different graphical user interfaces, or we could use just one, but all of them, if we create multiple, all of them will be using this single function. Okay, we'll create a function for recalculating receipts, okay, and then we'll create report for account statement. We create backup restore. There are a few other things that I haven't mentioned here. We will add modify receipt function, okay, and we will add also a few other things such as what? Let me see. Add function for inserting a new user, okay, and we will add GUI for inserting and listing users, okay. What other things do we have to add? Yeah, I suppose these are the things that we need. So all in all, we need about 3 steps or something like that. I'm gonna save that over here, and yeah, not much change happened here. I just added this field, which is account version, and we need this because we want to make sure that the end user, let's say if two users are working on the same account, we should have a way to avoid race conditions. So we'll check against the account version number. If it is different, we will throw an exception to prevent the end user from uh, from overwriting the work of others and prevent mistakes. Okay, this is it. I'll close this one. The Excel file is now available in here. Okay, so I'm gonna save this one last time, and we're gonna create the database. So I close this. Okay, and let's save that. Now, in order to create the database, we need to go to Server Explorer. Now, the thing is that if you don't find the Server Explorer, you could find it on this side or on this side. Usually, I change the user interface, but if you don't find the Server Explorer, you need to go to View here, and then you will find it in here, Server Explorer, Control Alt S. If you select that, you will see it here. Now, the Server Explorer is used to help you communicate with the database and create tables and a few things. It have very simple tools that makes developing with database a little bit easier. So I'll right click here and say add a connection, and I'm gonna use a SQL server here, and I say continue. And here we are going to do this in the server name. If you already have a server and have a database, you need to specify the server name and enter the credentials for logging into the server. But in my case, I'm going to say local db and close that, put a slash and v11.of, I remember correctly. Now this is a very special code, okay? I will say test connection. Okay, no problem. So I will say okay. Okay, so as you can see here, it created the database, but I forget to specify database name, so it created one for me. So I will right click and delete it. I made a mistake. So I will delete that, and I will add a new connection. Again, I'm going to say local db slash v11.0. Now, in the database name, I am going to call this accounting DB. Okay, so I want this database to be called accounting DB. Okay, and I will hit OK over here. Let's see what's going to happen. And for some reason, it's taking some time. Okay, so now Visual Studio is asking and saying that the accounting DB does not exist. Do you want to create one? And I say yes, I wanted to create a database. So now we have a database called accounting DB. Okay, so this is the database that we will be working with. So if you open this one here, you will find the list of tools. Okay, if you have seen the C# tutorials, you know how to work with these. It's very easy. Now, since we created the database, so let's go to the Excel file. We created the database, so we finished the first step, and now we are going to create the accounts table. Okay, so let me close that, save the changes, and go. Now, let me see, what do we have here? The accounts table. It has account ID, account holder name, account balance, notes, and version. So we're going to create these. So right click here and the new table. Okay, so the wizard here, here you could write the text that will represent the table you are creating, and on top here you have a wizard. Okay, so the fields we want are account ID, account holder name, balance, notes, and version. So I'll use the wizard because it's easier for you guys. and we can write down here, no problem. So there's going to be account ID, okay, account, oops, this one, account holder name, okay, and we have account balance, we have also account notes, and we have account version. Okay, now we wrote the name of these columns. What about the data types? The data types are not correct. So here I'm going to say this is, I'm going to change this. I'm going to say varchar max. Okay, no problem here. Or maybe, okay. Now the varchar it means character varying, so the name varies in length, but it could reach up to 50 characters, and n this means that it will stores each character in 2 bytes instead of 1. So if you are using special characters like Chinese, Middle Eastern characters, something like that, this will be very useful. Okay, so avoid errors. So basically it will be about 25 characters, something like that. As for balance, basically you need to store numeric values. In this case we will use money because it could store large numbers, okay, and I don't allow null here or null here. As for notes, varchar max, okay, this one can be null. The last one, this is going to be number, okay, so here I'm going to make this int. In this case, int, okay, or maybe let's see other types available. There's big int. I think int will be great. There is no problem with int over here. Okay, let me see. Is there numeric? Yeah. Okay, no problem. I'll use int for now. Okay, we can use big int later on. Now, these are the fields. And here, what do we have? We have, let me see, properties. What do we have? Properties. Let me see. So in the properties, allow nulls, no, data type, varchar, default value description, column set, and that's it. That's it for now. So now we are gonna save this one. Oh, sorry. The save will save this script. I don't want to save the SQL script. Here you find the create table statement. Oh, the table name. This needs to be accounts. Accounts. This is the accounts table. Okay. And now we are going to press the update here. So I will press update and wait a few seconds. And here you can say generate script. And you say update the database, wait a few seconds, and update completed successfully. Now if you want to see the results, let me close this one here. I will close it. Good. I will right click on the table and say refresh. You see the accounts table. Open this one, no problem. Okay, that's wonderful. Now let me see account holder name. Properties, there's nothing here to add. Okay, I wonder about constraints, type assemblies, functions, stored procedures, views. Okay, no problem. So we created the first table, which is accounts table. So let's go here. We will mark this one the accounts table. We finished that. Okay, so now 5% progress. We need to create the receipts table. Okay, so close that, save it. let's go back to Microsoft Word. Now this is the receipts table. Okay. I wonder if the receipt table also needs a receipt version, since we might change that as well. Okay, leave it for now. I will leave this one. I think this is the most important. This one I will leave it without a receipt version, but one things to be very complicated. So now let's go for receipt version and create a table the same way. So here I'm gonna say add a new table, and I'm gonna call this receipts. Okay, wonderful. Now the columns are receipt ID, receipt, come on, receipt ID, and primary key. Okay, now I'm writing because it's kind of easier for me. Receipt number, character varying, let's say this is gonna be about 50, something like that. Okay, as for receipt number, we have receipt date. Now instead of using the date and time data type, I will use character varying of 50 again. Okay, because I can store the date in a specific format as a string. It will make things easier for me. Okay, we have source account ID. This is gonna be an integer. We have destination account ID, also integer, and we have receipt amount. This is gonna be money data type, and what else do we have? And that's it. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Since we wrote this, so all we need to do is go over here and press update and say update this one. Okay, and everything completed successfully. So if we refresh things here, you'll find the receipts table. That is wonderful. Now we will create the next one. Again, let's go to our Excel file and we finish the receipts. Okay, and let's go to create the account statement table. Okay, now the account statement. Where's Microsoft Word? This is it. Account statement. So I'm going to change this one here. Account statement. Accounts with an S. Statement. And that. What do we have? We have. Yeah, we'll need this one. We will need an ID key. This is important. Later on, we might want to remove a few of these account statement records. So we'll need an ID to simplify things for us. Okay, this is why. So I'm gonna save this one here, and it will be ID int primary key. Okay, we have account ID of type int, we have receipt ID of type int, we have receipt date character varying of 50, and we have all balance money, and we have balance change of type money, and we have a new balance. Actually, you don't need new balance. You could just add them together. But anyway, I'll add this column. New balance of type money. And what also do we have? We have the notes. Okay, character varying of max. Something like that. Okay, and we close this one. And again, I will just press the update update the database. Okay, if you refresh this one here, so now we have the account statement, and the receipts. Very straightforward, very easy. Now we finished this one as well, and we need to create the vars and users table. So we already 11% progress, very fast. Okay, when we get to the programming part, there will be a little bit slow, but anyway, no worries. Okay, and here the vars table, and the vars has two columns: variable name, variable value. There's gonna be vars. There's gonna be var name, character varying of 50, primary key, and var val of character varying of, let's say, 1000 or something like that, of max, something like that. Okay, and I'm gonna say update. Wait a second. Var value. The name, the column name is wrong. So var name, var value. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so update the database, and update completed successfully. Let me see, and this is the vars table. Var name, var value. Wonderful. Okay, and the last thing is the users table. So this is gonna be users. Open that. You have user ID, int primary key. You have username. Okay, you have user password, character varying. This is, we'll try not to store the actual password, but rather something different. And you have user status. Okay, you have user status, which is character varying of max. Okay, we have this thing here. So I'm gonna say update again, and update database. There we go. Updated successfully, and we refresh things. So we have vars, users, receipts, account statement, and accounts. Very simple, very straightforward. Let me close this, and let me save our project. Let's go here. So we created the accounts statement, we create the vars and the users. Okay, so we finished these steps. We are already 17% of our progress, which is very good. I think, before we do anything else, let me add some data. So in the users table, of course, we will need something very important, which is the administrator. So in order to do that, in order to insert a record, we will say show table data. This is going to be the first user, so I'll give it an ID 1. You could add -1 or whatever. This is going to be an admin. And the password, for now, just for now, I will store the actual password. Later on, we will change that and store the result of a function that works on the password or on some other information. Okay, so let's say user password. The user password would be 123 for simplicity. User status, let's say active. Okay, or let's say instead of active, enabled. Okay, so an enabled user means it means he can access the system. A disabled one will not be able to access the system. It is as simple as that. So we have the administrator account here. No problem. Let's go for the vars table. I will add few records here. I'm going to say a counter, and the counter has the value 1. Later on, I'll use this as a global thing that all the users will use, and you will see later on. As for accounts, I will also show the table data here. Okay, I will have a very special account of value -1, account holder name. This is going to be a space. The this is not empty, it is a space, and the balance is 0, account name a space, and account version 1. Okay, that's it. When we refresh, this is a very special value. You will see how we're going to use that later on. Okay, so these are the values I'm storing here. This is what are we going to need, and hopefully in the next video we'll start here creating the database abstraction layer, and we'll see how we can communicate with the database, and we'll start creating the accounts class and all other things which will make our life easier, and see how we can create a very simplified accounting system. Thank you for watching this video, and hopefully I'll post another update tomorrow. One thing I forgot to do actually is I forgot to store the scripts for these tables. So maybe before I close and upload the video, maybe I'll extract the scripts, and yeah, so these files or these scripts, I'm gonna add them in a simple text file here, so you can use them. So or maybe I could just copy and paste them. So this is the accounts table. I'm gonna copy this one here. Okay, let me go to this one. Where is it? Okay. So here, this is the accounts table. Hopefully, yes, this is wonderful. And wait a second, let me disable bullets and numbering here. Oops. No. We're going to make paste without a problem. Don't merge. Okay, that's it. So this is the create statement for the accounts, so that you guys could find it. If you type things and have errors, you could just copy and paste. It shouldn't be a problem for you guys. The next one is receipts. So let's go for the receipts and copy here and paste it. Okay, didn't merge. Okay, that's great. Account statement. Where is account statement? There you go. Control A, Control C, and we are going to paste this one here. My friend, don't merge. Okay, that's wonderful. And we have the vars statement. Control C, Control V. Okay. So you guys could find the code here very easily. And the users statement. Control C, Control V, and don't merge. Okay, so very straightforward, very easy, and yeah, it is as simple as that. If you have problem with that, you can either check the video, or you could, if you want, just copy things from here. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Bye bye.